Hello, my beautiful souls. I am a nervous moon. I'm a crone witch, shadow worker, and keeper of the old magic. Come in close. The circle is warm. Step in, breathe deep, and let the ancient wisdom rise within you. There comes a point in your awakening where the work stops being theatrical. Okay, it stops being something that you talk about, that you're journaling, that you hope for, and it becomes who you really are. It becomes how you move, and it becomes the way you breathe, the way you choose things, the way you speak, and the way you show up. And this is embodied awakening. The moment that your truth stops living in your mind and it starts living in your body. You know, I knew my awakening had finally rooted itself in my body the day that my older brother called me. He called me frustrated, overwhelmed, and ready to hand me the weight of his world, like he always did. And he has this way of making his problems sound like my responsibility, right? A subtle guilt-laced tone that he uses to pull me right back into the role that I played for years, the role of the fixer, the emotional buffer, the one who dropped everything to keep the peace. But that day, something in me shifted. And as he talked, my body responded. My mind did. My shoulders tightened, my breath shortened, my intuition whispered, "This is not yours." And instead of overriding it like the old version of me used to do, I listened to it. And he said to me, "If you don't help me, I don't know what I'm supposed to do." A sentence that he used many times before that used to hook me instantly. But this time my voice came out steady, grounded, and clear. And I said to him, "I love you, but I am not taking that on." And that's it. No explanation, silence. But not the kind of silence that you shrink, but the kind of silence that you stand taller. And of course, he tried pushing back, with his guilt again, the way he always does. But my energy did not collapse. My truth did not wobble. My body didn't betray me. And I repeated to him again, "That's not mine to carry." And let me tell you that for the first time in our entire relationship, I did not feel guilty. I didn't feel responsible for managing his emotions. I didn't feel like I owed him my peace just because he was family. I felt free, rooted, aligned with the woman that I worked so hard to become. That was the moment that I knew I wasn't just learning boundaries. I wasn't just talking about healing. I wasn't just hoping for change, but I was embodying it. Embodiment isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. It's the moment that you stop betraying yourself to keep the peace. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop abandoning your needs to maintain connection. Instead, you begin to live from your truth. Not from the truth that you were taught, not from the truth that you performed, not the truth that you uncovered in the descent. Your yes becomes honest. Your no becomes sacred. And your presence becomes intentional. In embodied awakening, boundaries stop feeling like confrontations. They start feeling like self-respect. You no longer explain yourself endlessly. You no longer negotiate with your worth. You no longer apologize for taking up space. Your body starts telling you when something is off. Your intuition tells you when something is misaligned. Your energy tells you when something is no longer yours to carry. And instead of overriding those signals, you honor them effortlessly, consistently, without guilt. When you embody your awakening, your relationships change. Not because you push people away, but because you stop abandoning yourself to keep them close. And some connections deepen, some connections dissolve, some connections transform. You begin attracting people who meet your truth, not your performance. People who respect your boundaries and not resent them. People who see your fullness, not just the version of you that serves them. The embodiment reshapes your relational world, because you're no longer available for anything that asks you to shrink. In embodied awakening, your intuition stops being a whisper and it becomes your compass. You feel guided. You feel supported. You feel connected to something larger than yourself, your spirit, your ancestors, your purpose. Decisions become clearer. Opportunities feel aligned or misaligned instantly, though. Your path unfolds with less force and more flow. This isn't fantasy. It's what happens when your inner world and your outer world finally match. And in the next episode, we'll step into expansion, the phase where your gifts sharpen, your sensitivity deepens, and your life begins to reflect the truth that you have embodied. But for now, remember, embodied awakening isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally becoming yourself. Well, my friends, as the circle closes, carry your awakening and your magic with you. Awaken the soul and honor the craft. Walk in your power. As above, so within. As within, so becomes. Blessed be, my beautiful ones.